wise man once said, the will to win, the desire to succeed,
What takes guts is to put yourself on the line.
the urge to reach your full potential.
A leader makes the way.
These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Success Resources is the world's leading events promoter of business, personal development, and wealth creation programs. For over 30 years, we've helped over 10 million people across 30 countries unlock their full potential. From North America to Europe to Africa to Asia to Oceania, we are the key to your personal success. We open the door to the world's best speakers such as Anthony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, and T. Harv Eker, to name a few. Praised by Donald Trump for being the world's best, we have over 500 events a year and access to the greatest thinkers, achievers, and motivators of our time. We guide you to the success that lies in every one of us.
But you will not discover your greatness in your comfort zone.
You have to have confidence in yourself.
We have never really truly reached our destination. There's always another level to strive for. Your best is yet to come. Success Resources, your learning partners.
Welcome to the first day of the week. Welcome to Monday. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. We believe that Bitcoin is the best financial instrument for store of financial energy and the best tool for preserving financial wealth. Now, the secret to success is to wake up early, work hard, and own Bitcoin. Welcome to Bitcoin Journey to 100,000. My name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at this time, we will be streaming on live on Facebook and YouTube. We will be making videos and tracking the incredible journey of Bitcoin to 100,000. So if this is the journey you like to learn more about and follow to, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Gently tap the thumbs up button real quick, and also inform all your friends about this journey to invite them here. Of course, click the notification bell so that whenever we put up this video, you will be the first to be notified. Now, I'm very delighted to bring my friend, Dr. Clemen Chiang, to the program. He is an authority in financial investing and also a very well-known teacher to many thousands and thousands and thousands of students all over the world in the art of wealth creation. Dr. Clemen Chiang, welcome.
Wow, Richard, thank you for having me here in the show, and really great to start off the week on a Monday. And officially, today we are on 1st of November. We are counting down.
Yeah, we are on our episode number 1 to track the Bitcoin journey to 100,000. I hope you have some good rest. You have full of energy, and over the weekend, you also do some program. I hope you have some rest.
I've been speaking like non-stop for the past 12 days. I really enjoyed the Global Bitcoin Festival on Thursday, Friday. We really had a great time, great panel of speakers, great divergence of views, discourse, and most importantly, everyone is just focused on Bitcoin. And then Saturday, we rallied our special 300 warriors.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, to all of you who are logging on, if you have been to the Global Bitcoin Festival, can you help me type yes, so that I know you have been there? How many of you have been to the Global Bitcoin Festival? Yes. Linda, yes. Ivan, Chris. Okay. Wow, so many of you. Wow, Victor, yes, Salif. Wow. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself and have good rest. Wow, Chong, Xiu Ling, you miss it. Well, don't worry. You can join us in this journey to 100,000 Bitcoin's journey to 100,000 too. Welcome everybody. Now, Dr. Clemen, let's just channel is to track Bitcoin's journey to 100,000. So let's get started. Now there's this new news that US regulator is exploring regulation to allow for all banks to hold crypto asset and also to be able to use crypto as a collateral, for their for their business and for their day-to-day usage, right? How do you see this impact the Bitcoin price?
Wow, this is a really, really huge. Let me first of all give a quick introduction about FDIC. Right here, it stands for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Now, this is one of the two government agencies under the United States, whereby they have an annual budget of $2.2 billion. That is like monster. So most people are not taking a quick note about this. With over 5,500 employees, this is a monster government agency of the United States of America. Now, straight away, we are looking at two of the key agencies, all right? The first one is FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the other one being the National Credit Union Administration. Now, what they do is to regulate and insures credit union. So we are looking at this really important article that was released on 27th of October. US regulators exploring how banks could hold crypto assets by the FDIC chairman herself. So right over here, we're going to kind of scroll down right here. And I want to highlight to all of us the really, really important key dates. So what we always want to do is first track down the timeline. The timeline will set the pace of the sequence of activities that will come to pass. So right over here, we need to introduce to you first is Jelena McWilliams. She's the chairlady chairing the FDIC, told Reuters in an interview on Monday that a team of US bank regulators is trying to provide a roadmap for banks to engage with crypto assets. So once you read this paragraph, the first thing on my mind is, when exactly is this kickstart? Did they really kickstart this very important activity right here? Wow, this is really amazing. It was already started as a sprint team. And I mean, for us as a tech company, we use sprint. All right, typically we have a 2-week sprint cycle. Now they call the regulators, they also use this same terminology. Sprint team first announced in May this year. I mean, if we calculate officially, yesterday was the last day of October, 10 minus 5, that was like kind of 5 to 6 months ago only. Now, why is there a rush? So I want to put out this question for everyone to think about first, why there was a rush to create the sprint team in May, all right? So this is the first question, you think about it first. And the goal of the team was to ensure cryptocurrency policy coordination amongst the three main US bank regulators, FDIC, Federal Reserve under Jerome Powell, as well as the Office of the Controller of the Currency. Now, this is the really, really fun part, all right? I'm getting nervous about this. So FDIC is kind of taking the lead among the three agencies. Federal Reserve is by Jerome Powell. And Jerome Powell is right now get hammered upside down, left, right, center because of his transitory inflation, which every Wall Street top money managers is telling him is no longer transitory. Right now, you need to raise interest rates. All right, the CPI is going up too high and inflation is burning through the roof. So as a result, Federal Reserve right now got cornered in the situation. All right, and then you look at the controller, the Office of the Controller of the Currency. This is where I shared during the Global Bitcoin Festival that US is moving towards the digital dollar. Now, China will launch digital yuan ahead of America, but America is not resting on its laurels. They are already right now forming the think tank for the formation of the digital dollar. So this is what we call CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency Framework. So this is started in May, and then we kind of go down, wow, holy moly, they use the word blessing. Wow, I really like this press release, all right? The rapid emergence of cryptocurrency has led to a murky regulatory picture in the US. Under previous leadership, the OCC took an aggressive approach to bring cryptocurrency into banks, including blessing bank custody services for cryptocurrency, while other agencies were slower to act, all right? So controller is Michael Shi, and then right now they talk about US Bank launching a cryptocurrency custody service. Now, where does all this lead us to? I think that's the most important point. We shared that, on the 19th of October, the first official Bitcoin futures ETF started trading. Within one day itself, they raised $1 billion. This is the fastest and the largest fundraise ever done for an ETF. In one day, 1 billion, boom, flooded in, all right? So right now, officially, there are 2 Bitcoin futures ETF. So the second one raised about 10 million. The first one will take the entire pie of the market. Just like Bitcoin is the first coin of the world, you'll take everything up, snap up everything, right? So as you can see where this is really headed, it is headed towards a direction whereby the regulators have to catch up because they are getting ready for the floodgate to be opened up. So, Richard, this is really, really exciting news. We are looking at FIDIC and putting Federal Reserve into the picture and the controller of the currency into the picture. This is really great foundation building. And I really like the word that they use. It's called springtime. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you. In fact, I took this news and speak to some local bank here, and they say that they are actually looking at it and working on having crypto as a collateral asset. But I think it will be slow, but it's in the right direction. Now, Dr. Clemen, since the US SEC approved a future ETF, it has got the Bitcoin price up to all-time high. Yeah, but everybody says that future ETF cannot compare to a real spot ETF where real Bitcoin are being involved, right? Now, the article here says that just 1 or 2 days ago, while waiting for US SEC to approve a spot ETF, Australia just approved a spot ETF. Now, question for you is, how do you see this Australia ETF, right, in relation to the US ETF?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. And you know what? This is the first time we ever see Australia moving so fast. Other than, switching their submarine purchase from France over to the United States, I think this is the first time they are moving the fastest on the planet, all right? So we have Australian regulatory body greenlights Bitcoin Ethereum spot ETF. Now, what's the meaning of spot ETF? It is the physical coin. All right, futures is trading into the futures, right? Like kind of a futures commodities kind of trading. But spot is the fiscal ETF. They're buying each into the fiscal Bitcoin itself. Now, as you can see in this article, they put up the ASIC exit logo, which is the regulatory body logo of Australia. And then we kind of come down here. This is really, really funny, all right? Because right over here is saying that for the first time, Australia can be number 1, all right? So let's check it out, because right over here, the Australian Securities and Investment Commission's decision to approve ETF makes it one of the first regulators to approve spot ETF for cryptocurrency. So for both coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the commissioner said, KT stated that while crypto assets possess certain unique qualities, they also possess certain risks that market issuers and market operators need to consider in order for crypto assets to meet certain regulatory requirements, all right? So whatever it is, they jump the queue. Because when we come now to this part here, this is the really, really funny part, all right? When we look at the gaining global traction kind of a header, all right? So this is the part I kind of highlighted. The ASIC approval is the second major crypto asset approval of the current month. We are talking about October. With the first being the launch of the 3 Bitcoin futures ETF in the United States after gaining approval from SEC, Canada too gave approval to 3 Bitcoin ETF to trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange in February 2021. So 2021 February already started in next door neighbor Canada, all right? US is just dragging in feet. Finally, October, bam, 10 minus 2, 8 months later, boom, for the first time, we have the Bitcoin futures ETF approved and trading. So right over here, we also see another interesting party joining the fray. Brazilian Securities and Exchange Commission, CVM, also gave QR Capital approval for its Bitcoin ETF, with the fund starting trading in June on the Brazilian Stock Exchange. This was the first ETF announced in Latin America. So what we are driving up here, this is everyone is jumping into the fray, and it's really, really exciting because if Australia can move so fast, the rest of the countries jolly well better catch up, right? So over here, this is really, really exciting. Again, ProShares Bitcoin, ticker symbol PITO, became the second most traded ETF in history and became the fastest to record $1 billion in asset under management. And Bitcoin hit new all-time high, $67,000. So right now, what are we looking at? We are looking at very interesting phenomenon from the US, Latin America, spread across to Australia, and next thing is going to spread to Asia, and everyone will be rushing to go for ETF. Now, what is this concept about? You know, I try to explain in very simple layman terms. Just think of it this way. Every domicile country will have a domestic stock exchange. Singapore, we call it SGX, Singapore Exchange. Malaysia, call it Bursa Malaysia. Australia, call Australia Securities Exchange, ASX. All right, Europe, we call it Euronext. And then in China, you have Shanghai Stock Exchange, Shenzhen Stock Exchange. The third one is coming up, Beijing Stock Exchange. All right. Then Hong Kong, HKEX, Hong Kong Exchange. Then US, we have NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. Now, if you think from the top level at the exchange level, and then you come down one level down, it also means that every domestic country will want to launch their very own ETF. Why? Why everyone is crazy about launching their own ETF? Number one reason, to prevent capital outflow. They want the domestic money to stay onshore, not offshore. Onshore so that the money remains within the domestic economy to strengthen the internal economics, all right? So this is the first one, money, they don't want money to go up. So one radical example of that is China. Complete ban, straight away, no need to talk already. All the renminbi cannot flow out, right? So this is the extreme example of China. So once you have ETF, money remain onshore, then the next thing that we need to think about is who will be the private investors taking the lead that have the ability to raise money domestically, right? So in the US, you can see first Bitcoin futures ETF, 1 billion within the first trading day. That's the speed of the US market. Now, other countries, the speed will not as fast and the capacity to raise big money will not be there. So that's the reason why they always want to think ahead of the game. And for those countries still sleeping and like a frog in a boiling pot of water, guess what? They'll be so behind in the race. By the time everybody launches, have launched the ETF, the money is all sucked out already. So this is really a warning to all the regulators across the world. You can be so cautious, overly cautious, that perhaps you lost the competitive edge to retain the currency within your onshore. That is what this race is all about. So I'm very happy. I'm a graduate from University of Canberra. I see Australia taking the lead. First time I ever been so fast in their move. And that is a signal to the rest out there. No more surfing on the beach. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, so the ETF, all experts say that when ETF is being approved, the price of Bitcoin will shoot up because they actually has to be backed up by real Bitcoin. That means the ETF will have to go out and get Bitcoin, and supply and demand, it will push everything up. So we welcome ETF, especially sports ETF. Yeah. Now, in March last year, was it last year or this year? Oh, this year, in March this year, there's a news in the market that caused Bitcoin price to drop drastically. And that news is that India banned cryptocurrency and ban Bitcoin, because India is a superpower, just like China. We're a huge population, and these two countries, many Indian and Chinese, they all buy Bitcoin and they invest in Bitcoin, and hence, the banning of Bitcoin in India in March caused the Bitcoin price to drop. However, just a few days ago, India came up again and said, no, we are not going to ban Bitcoin. It's a change of direction. They say that India is not going to ban Bitcoin, and that they are going to regulate it and it's most probably in February. So now, question to you, Dr. Clemen, is this: similarly, the news that India banned Bitcoin caused the Bitcoin price to drop. Now, the news that it is not going to ban Bitcoin but going to regulate it in February. Will you see this positive news move the Bitcoin market?
Wow, this is absolutely going to move the market like crazy. First of all, we want to give a big shout out to, the greatest CEOs of all time. CEO of Microsoft is an Indian native. The CEO of Google is an Indian native. They are making such big contribution in the global marketplace today. But I'm going to lead you through a kind of twisted thinking based on this question that Richard has raised. We are looking at India, but the step one we should really look at is China. All right. So I'm going to put in front of you Chinese population, accordingly, in the year 2020, is floating at 1.04 billion, 1.402 billion to be exact. All right. So as we know right now, China has been finally 100% decoupled from Bitcoin. They have killed off Bitcoin mining in the country. They killed off Bitcoin or crypto exchanges within the country, 100% decoupled already, because the hash rate has been restored to normal and in fact higher today. And no miners contribution from China. So this is 1.402. And back then when China first announced the ban, India was kind of trying to emulate or trying to duplicate or trying to copy or trying to learn from China. They did the same. Let's ban Bitcoin. Kind of crazy. All right, government level, I don't know what they're thinking about. You don't announce without doing a very deep, in-depth research. So let me give you the step number 2 right now. The big news is to replace China, ladies and gentlemen, I show you the population of India. Very close to China right here. So this move by India is a super smart move, right? Chinese are totally out of the picture because they are blocked by the Great Wall of China. But India is complete democracy. And when you have a complete democracy, you're thinking ahead of your game, you know that you cannot walk away from this. So what happens right now? Ladies and gentlemen, Indian crypto regulation is planned for February. Da, 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 da. So we got another big trigger event coming up. This is really, really exciting. And let me tell you why is it February. It's kind of a slap on the Beijing Winter Olympics, because that is exactly the same time frame in February 2022, China will be holding the Winter Olympics. And India, while they are holding the Winter Olympics, is going to sit down and pass the regulation for crypto. So this is really, really exciting. And what is the headline saying right here? The regulation approval could come as early as February next year. So the Finance Ministry officials have told Business Today television that a law for cryptocurrencies would most likely come around by the time of the next general budget. And the next general budget is typically presented on the 1st of February during the first half of the Parliament's budget session, which usually begins in the last week of January. All right. So, you know, this thing about India and Chinese, while Chinese are celebrating Chinese New Year in February, the Indians are running ahead of the pack. They want to pass the law and say, okay, we're not going to sit back. And all these are really, really interesting because they see the amount of money being raised. And what I shared just now, they are very concerned of their own domestic money running offshore. So there's this whole big clampdown in India recently. You know, anyone trying to move money out, there's a capital controls and all that. But crypto is the most exciting part for them right now today. So we go and check all this. I think the final words right here is the one that kind of capture the essence of the day. Great to hear that India plans to bring in crypto regulation bill next year. Crypto has reached a stage where countries no longer talk about a ban. It's now about how to regulate. Wow. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you so much. Now, with a proper regulation in India, there will be a lot of adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have close to 100 of you here. So don't be late in adopting it, because when the crowd come in, it's a supply and demand thing. When the demand is high, the price go up. When the demand is high and limited supply, the price go up. And that's the reason why many experts feel that the price of Bitcoin is going to go to 100, which is why we are tracking it, right? All these events are tracking the journey of Bitcoin to 100 and beyond, right? 200, 300, 500, a million. And we're taking the baby step to 100. So this is the event. Now, Dr. Clemen, now there's a very difference between banks, institution, finance company, investor role in society than the school and university. The banks, the institution, businesses, they are all there to make money. But schools and university are there to educate the young people, education for the nation building, etc. Now, there's a news that says that schools and university, which they are very respected social institution for hundreds and thousands of years, and that schools, Wharton schools, a prestigious business school at the University of Pennsylvania, is going to accept Bitcoin. They're going to accept Bitcoin as school fees. What do you see of this, man, Dr. Clemen?
Wow, Richard, this is a great highlight to us, because our former president of United States of America graduated from UPenn, Wharton School of Business, right up here. So what they are saying is that, and I mean, we have to really think aloud, because right now our Securities Exchange Commissioner, Gary Gensler, he kind of was a professor at MIT. But Wharton went ahead of MIT to start accepting Bitcoin Ether for its program. That means as a form of payment. I mean, this is really mind-boggling, from a prestigious university accepting cryptocurrency. Meaning to say they have to solve a few things, all right? It's not just accepting the Bitcoin itself. So that's step one. At step two, how do they balance their accounting books at the step 2 level? And where do they store their Bitcoins? That is a step 3 level, right? So the university already thought ahead, and Wharton being so far looking ahead, guess what? They have already announced, wow, this is really, really great news, to accept cryptocurrency as a tuition for its online blockchain and digital asset program, as per announcement made this week. So this is the start of many to come. In fact, previous episodes of our YouTube live stream, we talk about churches also accepting Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies as a form of tithing and as a form of donation. So we are seeing right now, this is permeating throughout all sectors of the society. And of course, Wharton being one of the leaders in the area of education, this is going to shock the rest of the institutions who are still thinking about whether they should accept cryptocurrency or not. I think this, again, is the first kickoff of the domino effect. So I'm really excited. And again, they not only accept tuition fee for cryptos, guess what? They have also accepted donation. Largest ever crypto give of $5 million from an anonymous donor. So I know of some friends who run their own family office. They donated to Wharton as well as UPenn, and kind of set up the alumni there. This is really, really big news. And I see moving forward to the future, as more crypto millionaires are minted with the huge surge of Bitcoin pricing, more donations, more tuitions will all be paid by cryptocurrencies as what we call the PS I love you form of payment or store of value. Back to you, Richard.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Clemen. Dr. Clemen, I see this acceptance of or allowing university like Wharton, famous university, a prestigious university like Wharton, accepting Bitcoin, not just for the payment, but because of the confidence in that particular instrument. I mean, it says so much that Bitcoin is legitimate, reliable. It's not scampy thing. It's not like for criminal and burglar and money laundering thing. But even university accept it. It shows confidence in that product. I mean, that's how I see Dr. Clemen. Now, Dr. Clemen, you may have explained this on the second day of the Global Bitcoin Festival, but this news came up again and again, and I'd like you to kind of, bring us back again to why this writer communicate in this way, and why, he says that the Bitcoin is going to go up to 200,000-300,000. Now, this article shows that the Bitcoin price currently right now is very similarly, the chart is very similar to 2017 pattern. That means if you take the 2017 chart of Bitcoin for October, since January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, this up to start of November, it is very similar to the 2021 pattern. However, if you extrapolate it, the 2017, it will show that it's going up. Bitcoin definitely going up to 100,000 all the way to 200,000. Can you explain to us again, why did the writer come up with this conclusion?
Oh yes. First of all, this is a really a big pickup, a major pickup article from Richard, and you kind of reminded all of us that Bitcoin price dips matches October 2017 with Bitcoin explosion still forecast before 2022. All right. So we're going to dive into the chart straight away, and I'm going to bring out the charts right here. So this was in the year 2017. Now, I want to bring all of us our attention starting from 1st of October, which is found in this particular candle right here. And of course, you all can check back on the pricing of last month. And when I kind of duplicate this chart in front of you, you guys going to be very, very shocked. All right. So let me put left and right and kind of give you all the shocking revelation. So let me set the stage for this major shocking revelation. All right. So here we go. I'm going to put left and right October, and let me just organize my things right here. Okay. So October 21st. All right. Right here. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. All right. So I got it left and right. Now on the left is 2017. On the right is 2021. That's where we are right now. Okay. So just make sure nobody is making a mistake about this. This is 2017. And then this is 2021. Okay. So right now I'm going to start the process to trace. All right. So we start from October, kind of a move up. Imagine at the point in time, everybody thought it was an all-time high, move up, then move down, move up again, all-time high, move down, then hit again, all-time high, then dip. All right. So this is the moment of the dip where I want to highlight this very, very interesting little hair right here. Can all of you see this little hair right here? This hair was captured on the 12th of November. And you must remember, back in the context of 2017, we didn't have any ETF approvals. We do not have even any futures ETF trading that raised $1 billion. We had nothing. 2017, it's just pure white paper, all right? And then thereafter, from that point onwards, hit the all-time high. Every day is an all-time high. Just look at my red arrow. All-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Oh, all-time high, oh, all-time high. And then kind of a little dip. Then still go on an all-time high, 20,000. This is the whole evolution of the period of November to kind of a middle of December, right? So right now I go to the right-hand side. Again, we start from October. And on the right-hand side on October, we kind of hit all-time high here. Ding, 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 ding. No, not all-time high yet. Hit to here, 55,000. Right at my arrow where on the right-hand side, it was an all-time high on that day. Then kind of went down, then all-time high again, all-time high. Oi! 62,000 all-time high, all right? Then, bam, oi! 67,000 all-time. And then right now, it kind of suffer a little dip. But we are only on the 1st of November today. So if you look at the 1st of November on the left, all right, so let me change my color right now, or else it's going to be very confusing for everybody. So 1st of November on the left is around here, all right? So if we follow exactly the same playbook at 2017, we're going to see a little bit of dip for the first 12 days, all the way until 12th of November, all right? And then that's the lowest point, the little hair there. From that point onwards, holy moly, from that point onwards, it's just every day, all-time high. Okay? So now we are right here on 1st of November. What is your peak? Do you think it will continue to go up until end of the year? And the most amazing part, the big difference between left and right is this. On the left back then, we got nothing to look forward to. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. 2017. No institutions, no Michael Saylor, no Paul Tudor Jones. There's no even mention of the ticker symbol on CNBC. Nothing. Is completely illegal back then. On the right, what do we have? We got everything. We got a Bitcoin futures trading right now. Ticker symbol BITO and BTF. Two of them trading right now. We got, based on today's sharing, we got Australia, who has already launched Bitcoin spot ETF for Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. We got Brazil, we got Canada, and we got an upcoming US approval for Bitcoin spot ETF. We got everything on the right-hand side. And more importantly, on the right-hand side, the big distinction is today, we got no more China. China is out of the game. India is stepping into the foray. By February, it will be approved. And I strongly suspect they'll approve it because there's no way they can ban it totally. And then you have a population of India to replace the population of China. 1.4 billion people. And that's it. You continue trajectory as per seen, all right? So this is really the big takeaway for everyone. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, Dr. Clemen, you know, we decided to run this journey, tracking on Bitcoin journey to 100,000. And the reason is because we are all very passionate about Bitcoin, and then we believe that Bitcoin will be an amazing instrument for us to create wealth, to preserve our financial energy, and then pass it to the next generation. Now, this is one instrument that we want everybody to own. Now, it's not something that is not a zero-sum game. And hence, you know, we are reaching out to every one of you here to invite your friend to this channel here so that they can get educated, so that, you know, they can also own a small part of Bitcoin or a big part of Bitcoin so that they can preserve their wealth and then pass the good news, pass this wonderful wealth to their next generation. So, Dr. Clemen, can you say a few words of wisdom to encourage all our viewers to inform their friends to come to this program?
Yes, you know, back before today, 1st of November, previously in the more than 60 over episodes that Richard and myself, we have conducted live streaming. We have always encouraged all of you to join us at the Global Bitcoin Festival. Those of you who missed it for whatever reason that you have, I just have to tell it straight to you, you're not serious about your finances. You're not even serious about wealth creation. You're not even serious about wealth planning. I don't understand how you could miss the 2 days Global Bitcoin Festival. If you have a chance to turn back the clock, really go and watch the 2 days. We got the best out there. Michael Saylor spoke with so much passion. Mr. Wonderful spoke with so much intelligence and wisdom. Robert Kiyosaki was like the granddaddy, scolding every one of us who didn't get educated the right way. So right now, on Saturday, I have officially issued a challenge to mobilize our 300 warriors. And the 300 warriors, starting from today, is our day one. We're counting down 12 days, all right? So 12 days leading to 12th of November, as I showed you the little hair just now. And then together with Richard, Success Resources, and everyone, we're going to drive this community and witness throughout this journey how Bitcoin shall eventually reach 100,000. I think that is a low-hanging fruit, given that so much interest has flooded into this space. And that's the reason why we are really, really excited. But unfortunately, the window is closing in on you, as in you, the one that's watching right now. Because if you get in after the rest of the big boys come in, you are late into the game. This is not a game for the small guys. The small guys can only have a chance of opportunity provided you are early. If you are thinking about late, it's over. All right. So that's the reason why the US is taking its own sweet time to properly set up the framework. We talked about FIDIC just now. They are setting up the framework among the banks as custodian surveys. How do you do the balance of the accounting books and so on? They are already preparing the infrastructure. All these are already telltale signs. Why would three major agencies with an annual budget more than $1 billion come together and waste time and talk about something that's not going to happen? You think about the logical sense of it, all right? And then for those countries out there who are still really sitting behind, trying to watch the game play out, sorry, you'll be so behind Australia, you think that they're surfing on the beach every day. They are the first right now. So I'm really excited. This whole journey has kind of transformed many new players, new entrants into the game, and more importantly, opening up the minds of many, many retail investors across the planet. So, final message, join us in this movement all the way to 100,000, whether you are a small player or big player, but are you part of this movement with us? That's my encouragement to you. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, like Robert Kiyosaki says, why didn't you buy at 6,000? Why didn't you buy at 9,000? He did say that Bitcoin will go to 1 million or 1.2 million. He says, I'm not going to buy at 1.2 million, even though it will go to 1.2 million. And he encouraged every one of us to study, and know why we do what we do and get into it. So I'd like to encourage every one of you here to encourage or invite your friends to join us in this channel. And I'm asking our support staff to put a link here so that you can invite your friend to join this whole movement, right? To track Bitcoin price to 100,000. So this is Richard Tan and all of us here want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful week ahead till we meet again on Wednesday. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
A wise man once said, the will to win, the desire to succeed,
What takes guts is to put yourself on the line.
the urge to reach your full potential.
A leader makes the way.
These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Success Resources is the world's leading events promoter of business, personal development, and wealth creation programs. For over 30 years, we've helped over 10 million people across 30 countries unlock their full potential. From North America, to Europe, to Africa, to Asia, to Oceania, we are the key to your personal success. We open the door to the world's best speakers, such as Anthony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, and T. Harv Eker, to name a few. Praised by Donald Trump for being the world's best, we have over 500 events a year and access to the greatest thinkers, achievers, and motivators of our time. We guide you to the success that lies in every one of us.
But you will not discover your greatness in your comfort zone.
You have to have confidence in yourself.
We have never really truly reached our destination. There's always another level to strive for. Your best is yet to come. Success Resources, your learning partners.